Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Positive Future for Health podcast, and I'm your host, Althea Finch, creator of the pain-free method. How to be pain-free from long-term pain and chronic conditions by tuning into you, by connecting to it. So if you need help in that area, please go to painfreedom.co.uk. And as well as teaching people how to be pain-free with my method, I also host this wonderful podcast with amazing guests. The guests make it. And it is live and interactive, where you can come and join us and join the conversation, speak to your favorite guests. And so on today's podcast, we have Dawn, what's your surname? Dawn Wong, is that right?
Yes,
Dawn
yes,
Wong.
yeah,
So where did we meet? We met, I live near Wimbledon, and I went to a the Cheese Cave near Wimbledon, in Wimbledon, and it was such a fun place. Fantastic people in there and amazing specialty cheeses, and they just do a beautiful job in there. And there I was sitting with my friends, and the bread arrived, and of course I cook, I bake a lot, and I was like,
yeah.
"This bread's good." I was like, "Where I was like, where does this come from?" And they said, well, here's the card.
Mm.
And I thought, gosh, how brilliant. A lovely local collaborative joining of two brilliant companies. And so I started to get sourdough, and I tried for sourdough. I tried so many times to get my sourdough going, and you really have to concentrate on it. And it just was not working with me. My daughter thinks I'm rubbish. I'm a good cook, but sourdough just beat me. And then I found you, and this most amazing bread comes along and all beautifully cut, and it's just quality 100%. So I'm thrilled to connect with you. But then I thought, what's this swing thing? Swing loaf? Swing? What do you mean swing loaf? And I mean, I was a teacher of salsa for many years and dancer for many years. I'm a dancer at heart too. And I thought, and then I discover you teach swing. Um, so take us right back, Dawn. Tell us about yourself. How did you get into, how did things begin with you? What were you doing before you got into swing and loaf?
Swing. Well, first of all, swing loaf. Did you get the pun? Swing loaf. My husband likes
Swing.
rugby,
Oh, oh, swing. What? I
so
don't,
it's based on a swing low, sweet chariot.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
When
Okay.
I
Ah,
first started the company, it was during there's a little bit of controversy about people singing the song during rugby games, and I always
okay.
like being quite politically relevant. So I named
Okay.
my bread Swing Loaf, and my dance school is called Swing State London. Again, it was created around the time of Trump being elected, and I just thought it was quite funny. Swing State. Anyway, yeah, my story. Dancing came to me when I was a teenager. I was I didn't do ballet dancing or any kind of dance when I was a young child. I know most children now do ballet and tap, but I did nothing. My parents said you can choose between piano or ballet, and I thought, ooh, ballet's so sissy. I'm gonna do piano. So I persevered with piano for a while, and then I gave it up. So I never danced, but when I was living in Singapore, I was born there and I was raised there. I my friend brought me to a friend's dance party, and I walked into this really dodgy nightclub, and instead of seeing dodgy people, I saw
Yeah.
19, big band music, people dancing, people being polite, people dressed up. And it was just a beautiful thing. And I thought, and my heart just said, this is what I want to do. This is what I've been looking for. I want the
Yeah.
music, I want the connection, I want the socializing, I don't want the sleazy bits. I mean, this was perfect. And for a 18-year-old, you know, you just want to dance with somebody. You want to dance with a man or a woman, and you want to have that real connection without the snogging and the pulling and the drinks, you
Or
know?
the drinking, because of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
when you're
yeah,
flinging it about, that's what I loved about salsa. That
yeah,
no, you can't if you
yeah,
want to get into it, you can't really drink or smoke. Just
yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. That was 18. That was in
Yes.
Singapore then.
That was, yes. And
Mm.
then I learned that my dance teacher, Sing Lim, very, very famous in the swing dancing scene, in the Lindy Hop scene, she actually trained in London and brought her school back to Singapore. And she's the center of Asian swing. So she spread swing dance all throughout Asia now. So,
Oh my
and
gosh.
also Australia. So Korea, China, Thailand, Malaysia. So
Wow.
yeah, so I mean the story of swing is another thing, but how it spread so much is due to my dance teacher Sing.
Amazing,
And yeah,
amazing, amazing.
yeah.
That's absolutely incredible what she's done. And I'm just saying, if you're watching on YouTube, please do chat in the chat box, and you can ask Dawn some questions directly or share comments in there. Please do. So Dawn, but then how did you get to England? Because that was Singapore, all that
Oh,
swing.
oh,
And...
you just, you fill in your UCAS form and you do your exams and then you get accepted into a university. That's how I did it. So I
Okay.
traveled to London for my university, and no matter what happened, throughout my whole university career, I was dancing. So I had my uni friends, I had the drinking and the pulling and, all that fun stuff, the uni experience.
Yeah.
And then I also had the sensible swing experience where I met real Londoners, normal people who
Mm.
just wanted to dance and people of all ages.
Mm.
I didn't just want to hang out with just young international people in London. I hung out with everyone and I just loved, humans,
Yeah.
connecting with humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I love
Fantastic.
dancing. Mm.
Yes.
I started up
And
a swing dance society in my university and
wow.
it continued on and I passed it on and it continued on until COVID, which was,
Mm.
so
Wow.
20 plus years.
So this is really, as you said, you found it in your heart. Your heart called
Yeah.
you. So this is
Yeah.
a dancing is a main key of who you are then, really, because from
Yeah.
way back it does so much for you. Because then you went into corporate, didn't you? Tell us about what was that
Yes.
transition from your
Yes.
university?
Yeah. So well, I think maybe things haven't changed so much. So after you finish your master's as a foreigner, as a Singaporean, you have 1 month to find a job or you get deported.
Oh
So
wow.
it's okay.
Okay,
So
no pressure.
so before your, I think now they get 2 years. I'm not sure. They're so nice. So before your course ends, all of us are desperately looking for internships and jobs. And I did an environmental degree, and unfortunately, 20 plus years ago, it wasn't cool to be green. So nobody wanted to sponsor a visa for me. But a big oil company did, and I got accepted into the commercial scheme. And I tried to get into the green section of our big company, and I ended up working in natural gas and
Oh,
not just not oil, which is I guess the closest thing you can get if you want to somehow, survive in London, have a visa, have a job, and try to change the world really slowly. So within my job in BP, I managed to work in quite fun like decarbonized fuels projects and gas projects, and also learn a lot about how the world works. And yeah, and it's more difficult than you think. We don't like oil companies in general. They seem to be providing oil and gas, but we are the same people consuming them. So I don't know. I don't know how to square that circle. We need alternatives, which is why right now everyone's going into wind, electric cars, fusion, different types of renewable production, which is actually the goal of everything. Transitioning from the fossil fuel world into the renewables world. Oh, that was
it is. How do you square that circle? It's true, isn't it? Because I think about all the products, and we don't want to use plastics, and we don't want to use lithium,
Mm,
and but then oh dear, I've got my phone, and then all these gadgets were on, and I
yes.
look around, and the petroleum is through the
Mm,
food and through the
mm,
products we use.
mm,
It's really
yes.
a lot of food for thought, isn't it? To
Yes.
consider about your life. And
Yes.
so there you was, and then you met your husband.
Yes.
Um,
So I met him at work.
mm,
So at that
okay.
point, so at that point, I was still dancing, but I was keeping it secret. I mean, you don't want to bring your colleagues to a dance event and start shaking with them. You just don't. So I didn't tell them about my secret thing at night. And and when I got moved to Aberdeen, Scotland, and
Okay.
there was no swing dancing there. There was a small Northern Soul, sort of that's kind of solo dancing, to blues music and old-fashioned R&B. And there was a blues scene, which is slow and sexy, which again is really fun, but it's not my thing. I wanted Lindy Hop, I wanted swing dance, I wanted
All the
jazz.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jazz. So I had found, a dance partner had found me. We had met a common friend in a dance camp abroad, because in the swing community there are dance camps abroad, and you go there, you have a great holiday, and then you come back and you've had a lot of dancing, you've had a lot of fun and classes, and you come back leveled up. So my dance partner there found
Oh,
me in Aberdeen by email, and we started the Aberdeen Swing Dance Society, which was really fun,
oh,
which I
wow.
think is still going on.
Amazing.
Yeah, Aberdeen
Hmm.
University Swing Dance Society. So that was pretty fun. And again, I was secretly dancing at night. I wouldn't stay late on a certain night because I had to go. It was fantastic. I was in
Yeah.
my late 20s and I made lots of friends who were 18, 19. I was Porrick and we were planning our wedding, and it was really nice to meet people younger than me, not just corporate people,
Yeah.
serious people.
Yeah.
A lot of corporate people are fun, but they had to be serious at work,
Yes.
and you can't let go fully in the office, I feel. There's always an element of competition.
It's a
So
different world, it's a different environment, and it's not the right place to be
yeah,
talking about
yeah,
fun things.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
tried. I'm not a corporate girl myself at
Mm,
all, and a therapist for my life. But I did try it. I did try for a bit. I went into. I was being just a secretary for this
mm,
fancy office, and I thought I can do this. 7 o'clock in the morning, up with the birds, beautiful with the dawn, great.
yeah.
I used to cycle in, and I was just doing the secretary, so calling people and getting cups of tea and all that sort of thing. And I thought it was a beautiful office. Everyone's dressed in nice suits, nice china. Yeah, I can do
Mhm.
this.
Yeah.
But then within the day, oh my, I only lasted one day.
Did you?
Yeah, and I thought, this is so deadly, deadly dull. I mean, there's no creativity at all. And I was studying graphology at the time, and I ended
Oh,
up, yeah, so I ended up doing analyzing the boss's writing, and he showed me several clients. He wanted me to have a look at their writing, so
uh,
so I did. I went off and did some work with him for that, but no, not office work. It's a very different environment, isn't it?
I love graphology. My mom bought me
Ah,
a book when I was very young, when
oh
I was
goodness,
when I was a teen, and I have it still. And
okay.
it's this big loopy handwriting,
Yeah,
makes you a great person. So one of my
yeah.
grandmas, who's now a friend, has really nice handwriting. So I rated her highly already. We're going out for dinner.
Yeah, and you can tell so much with the writing. But coming back to you then, so there you were on doing your corporate serious job, no dancing allowed, secret
Yeah,
nighttime
secret
dancing.
dancing, yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that serious people can have a really fun, fantastic, expressive side. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
But then you got RSI though, didn't you? Being in your work.
Yes,
How did that happen?
Yes, within 2 weeks, within 2 years, I had some serious RSI. It was due to sitting at the computer 8 hours a day. I was a financial analyst. I love my spreadsheets. I like making things, and spreadsheets is another type of knitting where you stack things on top of each other. It was really fun. But
Mhm.
yeah, I got really terrible, terrible pain in my shoulders, shooting pains up my wrists, both of them. I had to use my mouse on my left hand just so that I wouldn't strain my right. And then the RSI moved to my right hand. And then I started using different types of mice. You know how you have a mouse here? I had a vertical mouse, and it was
Yeah.
good for a while, but it still hurt. And then I had keyboard. I had all the ergonomic kit. And to be fair, work was amazing. And they helped me with physio. We had an in-house physio and all the kit. But the pain was there forever. I needed to stretch all the time. I had been doing yoga since I was 19. I lived near a gym. Again, yoga wasn't very cool. There wasn't a lot of yoga classes, so I was doing the yoga once a week. I found there was no yoga in Aberdeen. I found one finally, did it once a week, and
Oh,
it kept the pain manageable. Pain is managed. It never went away.
mm,
And if I
mm,
skipped a class, the pain came back. And then it
mm.
was and then it was a very expensive physiotherapy treatment.
Wow. And that's the thing, isn't it? The body calls us. I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen so many people. Like, I remember there's this rugby guy who came into my clinic and he was devastated. All he knew was rugby, 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 rugby. He'd been spotted as a kid.
Mm.
And when I helped, he had pain down his shoulders and arms. And when I helped him with reflexology in this case, to ease it up. But really, if you don't listen to your true path, then
Mm.
it will stop you going down the wrong track with things like RSI or stop that rugby guy to force him into change.
Yeah.
That's what happens, isn't it? If the balance is not there. So your body was screaming at you down the right
Yeah.
arm, down the left arm.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So how did you
Yeah.
how did you deal with that? That must have been very difficult because you've got your job to do.
Mhm. Well, I continue working out. I had no kids. That
Mm,
was helpful. I was still young. I was in my 20s, so I did yoga, I worked out, I had some fun outside of work. I made sure I had a rich life. I was dating my husband, and I had my dance classes, and all of that kept things under control. But always, and also I finally came up with the best desk setup ever so that I would not be in pain when using the computer. And then obviously I had to take breaks. So it it flared up once in a while, but we managed to
okay.
keep it under control.
Because
Yeah.
that's a lot of people do that. They do things to manage it or control, don't they?
Mm.
And many people go into, painkillers and all sorts of things, or operations even, and on it goes. So, where was the turning point for you? Because was it the kids, or what changed for you?
For pain?
Yeah, your life. So there you were working hard, but you've got the pain, but you're managing it.
Yes.
How long did you manage to carry on like that for a while then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, my career is 13 years long before I retired. So, by that time, my husband and I, we moved to Australia for an expatriate posting.
Mm,
And again, it was us in paradise, but
yeah.
we had to spend some time kind of growing our circle of friends and making sure we were socially happy in the community, because we realized that even if we were in paradise, it was really isolating experience. Um, so the first year was a sad year, emotionally, pain-wise. The RSI came back, but we built it up. Again, I made a lot of friends when dancing. We joined a performance troupe. We did a few
Mm,
performance groups. We got to know local Australians, and I'm not really sure about many people here who've lived abroad, but people normally just find either work friends and stay there, or they find their own nationality group and stay
yeah,
with the community. But within
yeah.
ski dancing, I was able to hang out with local Australians and get to know what real normal people do. And they weren't all corporate people, and they weren't all, rich. And they were just normal people living their normal lives, and we were just all friends. And by settling nicely in Australia, and again finding your physio, fi-
Mm,
finding
yeah.
finding your yoga class,
Yoga.
getting all the work, making sure you're stretching and you're emotionally happy. Yeah, we settled again,
Great.
and everything settled down again. And then it
Mhm.
was really happy. We were happy.
Yeah. And then how long did you stay in Australia for?
It was 5 years.
Mm.
So my daughter was born in Australia, and
Oh.
um, I was so happy in my job and everything. And my husband and I were in a very small office. We were 50 people in the office. Everyone knew each other. He was like, a high level engineer, and I was a business analyst in the back office with the accountants. And we were we were really happy, and they accommodated my pregnancy really well, my first child. And I came, and they were so understanding towards motherhood. They allowed me to come
Fantastic.
back part-time,
Mm,
which was, and I could leave. I came to work at 8 and left at 4 to pick up for childcare. They were so good with the
amazing.
hours. Yeah, it was
Mm,
amazing. It was really good. And I had a good life with the kid, with my kid Ruth, who is now
mm.
12.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, do
however,
say.
yeah, however, by the second pregnancy came, this is with my son Owen, who's now 10, and by that time the oil price had plunged, and we were looking into redundancies. Um, and my husband's kind of 4.5 year stint was coming to an end, so they were gonna send him home. So it was a great time for them to make me redundant, which I thought was a very kind decision, because if they didn't make me redundant and give me severance pay, then I would have to quit because I would obviously follow my husband.
Yeah.
So we moved back. Thank goodness everything worked out really well. And I was pregnant. Again, we had to settle back in London, which was fine. I lived here for 7 years. Um, and again, find your physio, find your yoga.
Yeah.
Now find your doctor, find your GP, find your hospital where you're going to deliver, find your new friends from. I joined NCT, and suddenly I had no work. So a lot of the RSI just magically disappeared. I just,
Interesting.
yeah, I spend my time, manual labor, moving house, packing, unpacking
Yeah.
houses,
Mm,
because we're moving countries, carrying my baby, all the pain. It was good. It was good. Yeah,
yeah. I say pain is a message that wants to be heard, and we often don't listen. We've got to do the corporate job. We've got to get things done. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. But the pain is talking. The
hmm,
pain is shouting, screaming at you, and it's calling your attention. And look what happened. You stopped the job. Pain
yeah.
disappeared.
The pain disappeared.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was very, very clear. Now, I'm not saying that I'll never have an RSI again. Like, I still need
Mm,
to do computer work. I do accounts for
yeah.
my three businesses and my household accounts, and when I'm sitting at my computer, it does come back. But again,
Mm.
it can be managed with the right, self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It sounds like you're
self-care.
really good at that. And
Yes.
I love that you picked up on the dancing early on and it was from your heart
Yeah.
because the heart leads us, it guides us. We often think it's the mind, but it's the heart that drives you and obviously in your case it's kept you really steady. I see it as it looks to me like it kept the balance for your life, the
Yes.
physical, the fun, the what you get from your swing has been so important while you're doing this tough job of the
Yeah.
with your hand with the
Yes.
computer and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, so where did the bread how did the bread all come into the whole mix? Was that the next stage? So you're getting settled in London.
Yes. Well, so I think I told you this personally when we met at salsa class, but
Yeah.
um, so I was also managing some mental shifts from being a successful independent corporate woman to a housewife who's
Mm,
solely dependent on her husband.
mm.
And
How
and
was
at
that?
Well, like, it was really hard. They'll be like, "What do you do?" "I'm a housewife." "Are you going back to work?" "No." And uh, I couldn't go back to work because my
I love
husband
your clarity.
well, my husband was he was sent offshore. He was 1 month in country and 1 month out of country. And this was for 4 years. So it was going you would be a bad parent to deliberately go back to work if you didn't need to, if we weren't starving, because you wouldn't never see your kids. Like, the kids will never see dad. And you'll be working really hard and you come back late and they would just never see a parent. It was just not a viable option to go back to a full-time corporate job.
Yeah.
And a part-time corporate job is extremely difficult unless you already have one. If you talk to all the mommies who've gone back to work, they go full-time and then they go half-time. To get a high-paying half-time job is very hard. And to get a low-paying half-time job is not worth it. So in my situation, you work really, really, really hard to earn so much money to pay for the childcare for your two very young children. I had a
Yeah,
newborn. Mm.
you get
It
you
was
get you
just
get you twig that really quick, isn't it? And I
yeah.
didn't have a corporate job, but I was working full time. But then you realize, oh, if I work full time, I can pay for my childcare.
Mm.
Well, what's the point of that?
Yes, it's extremely hard to be a mother and to earn enough money without having your external and your support network and your financial network. It's and I'm a trained economist, like that's my thing. And we just sat down and I did one of those spreadsheets and we looked at our 80-year plan and until we die, and we're like, it makes no sense economically for me to go back to this world. Also, but my company was still really good. They paid for a lot of redundancy services. I went into the city and I got interviewed by these people who are going to help me to go back to work. And as I stepped into like the fancy glass and metal buildings in Bank, I listened to my feelings, like, like Luke Skywalker, and all I could feel was ugh, ugh. And the recruitment the recruitment lady said, what did you love about your previous job? I'm like, I really like sitting around the water cooler. I like talking to people. I like bringing in cake. I loved making presentations. I loved training the young analysts. And they were like, I not once did I mention, I love analyzing the cash flows of large projects. I wasn't emotionally invested in the value of a pipeline. I thought it was interesting, but if a valve cost 100,000 more, it was just like, nah. It didn't really
Didn't move
touch my
you.
heart what I did.
Yeah, yeah,
It just didn't. I like the people in the organization. I
yeah.
didn't I didn't love I didn't really love the projects we did,
Mm,
especially
mm,
since, the green projects that I was working with were not economically viable and they were canceled, which was really, really sad. So
mm.
so I just didn't think going back. The feelings were not there. I really wanted to I'd rather be at home with my
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
And we had, and I just settled into the yummy mummy lifestyle, lunches, coffees, and play dates. But I mean, did you like the lifestyle? Just lunch, coffee, and play dates? It was.
Well, I'm a working girl too. I love working. I love meeting people and doing what I love to do, which in my case is healing and massage and things before. And so I didn't want to give up my work at all. So I reduced it. But I went back, within a month of my baby. I wish I had just relaxed about it, maybe spend a year or maybe even 5 years with my babies, being a mummy and nothing else. I think that would have been a lot less stressful. But yeah, mummy world is a bit. You suddenly get
Mm,
you land in mummy world and you think, okay, well, you know, I. I'm a facilitator. I'm busy. I
mm,
found all the 1 o'clock clubs and I went here and I went there and talked to everybody. But after a while, I mean, I didn't identify myself as a mom really in that sense. And I immediately started to make friends, and that was my interest, to make lots of friends and other mums and
mm.
like that. But yeah, I wanted to work as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you get as a woman, and especially as a career woman, you land in this mummy world. It's like, where'd this come from? What's all this about?
yeah. There was a lot of. I mean, I love talking about children. They're fascinating and they're next to me all the time. There was a lot of commiseration, like, oh, life is so hard. Oh, it's so hard being a mom. Oh, people were upset all the time. Sometimes it was really fun, but I just felt it was a very emotional space. And also I just there was only so much lunch and coffee. I felt like and shopping. I was just a consumer. I was sitting around consuming, and since I was young, I was a crafty person. I was, knitting my own sweaters, making my own jewelry. I talk a lot about to my students, whether you're a maker or a consumer, we need both in the world. Makers need to make, consumers need to buy what the
Yeah,
makers make. but I was not a consumer. I got really bored of it really quickly. I needed to do something,
Yeah.
but not just do something. Even though my husband was supporting us, I didn't want him to feel funny if I dropped, an unreasonable amount of money on a bag, or something like that. I wanted to be able to give myself treats, not based on his salary. And so, starting a business was clearly the way to go. I needed a place to earn my little pocket money to do what I wanted to do. And the best thing was, and I thought, oh, I wish I could teach dance again. I started up two university societies for swing dancing. They're very
Yeah.
successful now. I taught on and off, over the last, 20 years, and I wish I could teach dance, my dance. However, at that point, 2015, I was a new mom. There were about five dance schools and more in London, and
Mm.
the the business was completely saturated. I didn't know where to start. Um, so I just gave up and I thought, meh, I wish I could teach, but I can't. And but I guess I told the universe something because one of the mummies at the school gate is actually a very talented ex-actress and artistic director of an art center. And as we were pushing our prams to hide from the rain, she just said, "Ooh, when I become artistic director, would you like to start a dance class in my art center?" And I said, "Yes, of course I would." Uh, I don't know how. I don't have a dance partner. I don't know how we're going to get students. And I don't know, I'm not a student anymore, when you can just do things as university society, you do things really cheap and really small. This is a proper dance school with a website. And I was very, very intimidated. But she said, I'll support you. And the universe said yes. So I said yes. So
Is
with
that the
my
one in
husband
Wimbledon? Is that the one in the Arts Centre in Wimbledon?
in
I
Baines
know
Park,
it.
the Lantern Art Center.
Oh, oh yes, I do. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So
Mm.
every Wednesday night, come to the Lantern for dance classes, swing dance classes. So that was my little business, and you know, I had to go find a dance partner. My husband, who could dance, refused to teach with me. He said he would rather. Obviously, he had a big job, and he was away from the country half of the year,
Yeah. This wasn't
and
going to work.
And if he had an evening, he would love to be with the kids.
Yeah.
So it would never be him.
No.
So I had to just go dancing in London and ask any decent, half decent man saying, "Where do you live?" And first of all, where do you live? They'll say Manchester. Bye. And after a while,
Ah,
I found this bloke who lived in Vauxhall and
okay.
wanted to dance and was free on Wednesday evening. And he became my dance partner, and we managed to start a dance school, Swing State
Amazing.
London, in the Lantern Art Center. No RSIs, no pain, just fun. Yeah,
Interesting. Your body's
yes,
talking.
yeah,
Your body
yeah,
says.
yeah,
Is that
and
that's that book called The Body Says No, isn't it? Isn't that by Gabor Mate? Maybe we should call it When the Body Says Yes. Write a book
yeah,
together. Or you write a
yeah.
book.
Well, yes, and my dance school was cute. It gave me the pocket money I needed. It also gave me enough pocket money to pay for dance camps, so I could travel to Sweden to learn from the best teachers in the world. And with my dance school, I made a wider circle of friends and people who were young, who were older than me, but mostly younger than me, and also men, because I was in mommy world for so long, I forgot
Yeah.
what males look like. It was really nice to meet up with some nice, decent fellows that you could dance
Yeah.
with, and they were my dance students and other dancers. It was lovely. Mm,
So, and what's wonderful when you go dancing, as I'm in salsa world and you're in swing world, is that you can go there singly. You don't have to have a partner to go to the classes.
mm,
And when you get there, it's 80, 90% all about the dance and the music.
yeah.
So everybody dances with everybody. I don't know about swing world, but I imagine it's very similar.
It's similar,
But
yes.
it's okay because if you go out for dinner or out for a drink, I wouldn't dream of going on my own, I don't think. But when you go to classes, there's a whole structure, and then you get to be friends with all the people in your class, and then of course
Yes.
the teacher's encouraging you, and
Yes.
you might be even a beginner. It's okay, and
Mm,
it's all about the fun. It's all about the physical exertion of fun, and you know,
mhm,
before I got back to salsa, having 15 years off with kids, I went to the gym. My boy is very methodical and does the gym and the weights and all that. So that was very encouraging to go with my son. But it
mhm,
was so boring on the runner and the machines, and it was just so for me completely uncreative. And you know, I'd last an hour if that.
mm.
But dancing, I could be dancing for 2 or 3 hours,
Yeah.
and you just keep pushing, pushing, and the joy and the expression. So I'm guessing it's similar with swing,
Yes,
these
it's
kind of
exactly
things.
similar. It's exactly
Yeah.
similar. Um, Also the fact that you're dancing with lots of different people in this friendly kind of non-sexual environment
Yeah.
is so important. And I just can't express how much, some of the people in my class, I have some older ladies. If they do not come to my class, no one would have touched them for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one,
Yeah. Yeah.
no one to
I
give
hear
them a
you.
hug.
Mm.
Not in this culture. We don't hug each other all the time.
Yeah.
So no
Yeah.
cuddles, no hugs, no innocent, friendly human contact, which all of us
Yeah.
need.
I think you've hit on a really important point there. It's physical, isn't it?
Mm.
It's like a hugs and shaking
Yeah.
hands and physical connection.
Yes. And with dancing, especially when we rely on each other's lead and follow, it's
Mm.
it's really good for the mental health. And it's not about flirting, it's about
Yeah,
human connection. And that's why there's so many
100%.
happy singles in the dance world. And they're not running around being miserable or hiring hookers or they're just they're just having a good friendly connection
Yes,
and it
yes.
helps with the mental health. Yeah.
It is, isn't it? And then you've got all those camps and things. Do you run any camps yourself or do you go to the camps?
I go to camps. I go there to meet other people.
Mm.
I do not like organizing big events, and I personally hate advertising. So I support other people's events, and I make friends with other organizers. We are a big family,
Mm.
especially if we all share the same teachers or the same root teachers, and we
Yeah.
support each other's events. Um, I just want to like I just want to comment how like dancing as a mom is so important because if you're stuck in this, you know, homework, school, laundry, cooking, baby, nappy changing, nap time, bedtime, you'll never find the time for yourself unless you carve it out and make it happen. And committing to a class, committing to teaching a class, or committing to paying for a whole block of classes so you really go, it just really helps your mental health.
100%.
And all the parents who, I know so many dancers who just stop dancing when they have kids and
Mm.
yeah, and they're worse off for it. And
Absolutely.
yeah, that's why in my
'Cause you-
class, I encourage bring your kids. They can sit in the corner. Okay, they can have screen time then. That's the only time. And you can dance.
I think it's absolutely fantastic what you're
Mm,
doing, and you must recognize when I said to you I'm getting back to salsa now. It's been
mm,
15 years. I mean, I felt very yeah, I got into all that nappies and cooking and cleaning and but and of course you put on weight. I'm like 3 sizes bigger than I used to be, and I hate myself for it. And I'm actually running a weight release course with my method at the moment, but of course your whole and not only your body, and then you can't fit in your clothes, so you feel down about yourself, you feel
mm,
rubbish and depressed or
mm,
fat. I just feel fat and old, and I hate that. I'm not that, and of course it creeps up on you, and you've let the time go by. But I also wanted to add that with my partner, I felt that I couldn't. I felt like loyal as a woman to partner to him. I felt like I can't dance with men, like this. So I thought I can't go off to salsa clubs and wiggle and jiggle around, shake my
oh.
hips around. with
Yes.
men. I felt
Yeah.
loyal to him, and
Mm.
I shouldn't have. I because I know I don't want to sleep around. You know, it's not about that. It's not the sex, as
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
It's all the things that you've said.
Yes.
Um, and I am totally with you. And now I'll say to any mother, get you like do stuff that you enjoy, whether it's and dancing is a fantastic way to do that.
It's funny how you say that. I think if you wiggle your hips more, your husband will probably get a little bit jealous and want you more.
Wow.
I mean, this is very old-fashioned, isn't it? It's terrible.
It
I'm like
is.
a 1950s housewife, but I just feel like the fact that you're going out there having so much fun and having all these people admiring you cannot, can only help your esteem in your husband's eyes. But the funny thing about my husband is that he doesn't want to dance because he doesn't want to wiggle and jiggle with anyone else. He thinks it's inappropriate. And I'm like,
Oh,
go,
interesting.
go, go. And he's like, no, 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 just you. I'll stay at home. So that's the funny thing about us.
So it's the opposite way around, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but you know, it's so important to do physical movement,
yes,
and this is just a wonderful way to do it because it's a safe environment, it's very supportive, and it's always growing and learning. It never gets boring, doesn't it? Because it's always different music and more people
different
and
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the moves you try this way, and everybody when you
yeah.
dance with people, everybody's so different to dance with, and fantastic. But we haven't talked about the bread at all. What
Oh
where
no,
did
we
that all come
haven't. We're
into?
running out of time.
I know.
So
So get the bread thing in.
So when the COVID hit the world, swing dancing came to a rapid and instant stop.
Mm,
We all had swing dance parties where I could log on to Zoom and watch other people dance with their partners in their own living rooms. And
funny.
we had some solo jazz classes. We all did some choreography by ourselves, and I actually did a few classes of those. I launched a
Oh,
few, and we had some chance to actually learn some dance from global teachers who are at home,
oh,
doing their dance moves and doing some jazz moves. But
mm,
dancing was dead. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I did some yoga online. One of my friends in Singapore was a yoga teacher, so I could tune into her classes. It was fun. And my yoga studio, Surya the hot yoga studio, they also did a lot of like classes for free and not for free. They were just lovely. So so I had nothing to do, and as a maker who cannot keep still, I had to do something. So I
Yeah.
yeah,
Still the same.
I had been baking sourdough for a while, one
Oh,
loaf by one loaf, and um the second lockdown happened, the sourdough interest exploded exponentially, and I already had a year or two experience on everyone else. So I was
mm.
making a loaf a day or more, and I was forcing it upon my family who couldn't finish. So I had to so I started giving it away to my neighbors and my good friends who were neighbors, especially one of them, Katie was injured. She was going through some injury and she was already in pain. So I immediately gave her a loaf every week. And eventually she said, "You should start a business. I will start paying you." And again, the universe said, take an opportunity. So I just took it. So I said, okay. So asked her, well, how much will you pay? And she told me. And that was my business. I started Swing Loaf. Uh,
Mm. And your bread is absolutely delicious. As I said before, that I cook a lot, not
mm,
sourdoughs.
mm,
Defeated me that, but when I went to that cheese cafe, the bread was is phenomenal. Your bread is superior, and it's so beautifully cut. Because on a
yeah,
sourdough, you do those lovely little cuts all
yeah,
over. I
yeah.
mean, it's a superior product, and
Oh,
I'm very
thank you.
grateful to have found you.
Well,
Enjoy
thank
your
you.
bread. My son said, what was it? I think it was Sunday or Monday because I pick it up on days from you, and I think it was Sunday or Monday. Mum, where's the bread? Where's the bread? I said Tuesdays, darling.
Oh, that's so sweet.
He's
My
was
first
missing it.
my first customers were extremely, extremely patient with me. They had it at a very, very low cost. and I've never raised prices for them, for my early COVID customers. So they will have the cheapest sourdough in Wimbledon. Sorry. Sorry, everyone else. I always had to make, I started with one or two loaves a day, one for me, one for a customer. I always made three just in case there was a failure, and there was always a failure every day. And sometimes I'll give them flatbread and just charge them nothing or give them a refund. But after your first 1,000 loaves, you kind of get it. Thousands.
Yeah,
You get it.
thousands.
Yeah, thousands. You get it.
The
Mm,
bread is fantastic because you do what kind of bread do you do now? It's sourdough, and then you added was it you? I think did you
mm,
get some apples? Was that from your tree or was from a
yeah.
neighbor or something?
That was from my friend's tree.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because you sent a message out, and you have a very. I
Yeah.
see your business is a very simple format. It's all
Mm,
through WhatsApp,
yeah.
because of course you don't advertise. It's all word of mouth,
Yes.
of course.
Yes. Yes.
And then it's all WhatsApp, nice and easy, and you just have two or three choices or something, and then you either deliver it if it's in your area, or you go and pick it up from you in
Yeah.
Wimbledon. And what's the options then these days? I've forgotten because I just get the
Oh,
plain one now.
there's a lot of options.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, the normal ones are just normal white, like mostly white sourdough, 80% white, 20% wholemeal. Then I do, a gluten-free bread, which Licha has, and I do a
Ah,
spelt bread, which all my health conscious ladies eat, but none of the kids will eat. 100%, 90% spelt. No, yeah, no kids eat that. Not even mine. Um, and then I have bread with add-ins. So I add in, some of them have add-in cheese, some of them I add in like it's just what my friends tell me to add in. That's why it makes it on the
oh,
menu. So I have like a sun-dried tomato and a olive one. I have a chocolate one, chocolate
oh,
and
I've got to
chocolate one.
expand. I've got to expand my range with you.
I mean, this chocolate one, basically Gales made it, and then they stopped making it, and someone was so upset they texted me going, "Make this bread for me." I was like, "Okay." So so I had to like make some experiments and do it. And then I make burger buns, but that's for myself, so I put it on the catalog. It's very labor intensive. Um, I make banana bread, a gluten-free banana bread, because that was really vogue during COVID time, so I put that in. Um, so yeah, it's good for the health conscious, 100% rye, again, that's only for your diehard German or Polish person. They really like a really heavy rye. My rye is not so
Mm.
heavy, but again, no kid of mine will eat it, so I don't really make a lot of it.
And no, they're not silly.
They like the light white stuff. And I put
Okay.
seeds. Oh, I do a Zoe one. I don't know if you
Seeds.
know about the Zoe podcast. I bought the Daily 30 supplement from Zoe, which has 30 different plants. And I do a special loaf where I put a scoop of that in, and that scoop is extremely expensive. So I think
Mm.
my kids will have the Zoe loaf as well. They just think it's seeds, but they're actually having like 30 different plants in it. So it's brilliant.
Freeze it in.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I do the same with my pasta sauce. Lots of veg. They
Oh
don't.
yeah, no, my kids hate me. They're like, "Can you stop adding legumes?" I'm like, "Legumes are good for you." Stop adding legumes to bolognese. Embarrassing. So
Blend.
never in public.
Never public. Got to blend. You've got to blend. Even Jamie
Yeah.
Oliver. I went to one of his restaurants when the
Mm,
kids were little,
mm,
and they did a kids mix. They said I think it was a seven veg sauce. I thought, yeah, that's a great idea.
mm,
Blend it. Blend is the
mm,
trick. They can't
mm.
see it. My
Yeah.
my boy doesn't eat peppers. He won't eat it. But
Oh,
I just sneak it in the sauce, and he doesn't. He never says anything.
oh, brilliant. Very clever.
Sneaky, sneaky
Yeah.
mum.
Yes, very
Uh,
good.
and of course, when you did your friend had all those apples, you suddenly sent a message over the WhatsApp group you have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do you want the one with apples? I thought, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It was
apples and
amazing.
walnuts. It was it
It
was
was amazing.
it
It
was
was
very
good.
good. Yeah.
And so nice that it was just all local. You're quite a lady on a mission, isn't it? You really fantastic energy you've got and doing all
Oh.
this wonderful. I was going to say about sourdough, and I switched to sourdough because of course I guess we all know about wheat is bloating, And then there was a big thing about it's better for your teeth and your gut and everything to have sourdough because it's
Mm,
fermented.
yes.
And so I switched. I tried. I wasn't very good at it, but I switched to sourdough. So I love that you're doing sourdough because it's all sourdough, isn't it? It's all fermented for your gut. It's much healthier.
Mm.
So it's quite a shift over. I was going to say something, but yeah, and you're very popular. Your product is high quality. So it's great that Gail stopped doing the chocolate. You've gone on in the
No, no,
that
no,
market,
no.
taking the chocolate
I
bread market.
No, the people in my bread market want the healthy stuff. So
Okay.
they buy so all new customers go through like the same the same journey. They see my catalog, they buy five bread products. And then they can't
Okay.
finish it. And then they just go to normal. Then they'll just buy a normal sourdough every week. And then once in a while,
Uh,
they might have an event like a party, or they might want to cater, and then they order a bit more for everyone else. But no one can live on chocolate sourdough every week. It's ridiculous.
no,
Even I don't.
no.
Um, yeah, so you just go for the bread. Even a banana bread, yes, it's gluten free, but it's a big chunk of carbs, whole grain carbs. You can't have too much anyway. So, they
Yeah.
keep all the specialty breads for treats. There's another client who asked me to make sweet potato and feta sourdough.
Oh,
That again was another Gail's creation they've stopped making. So I think I had to make her five loaves before she was happy and then started buying them. Meanwhile, I was just feeding him, going, "Is this good enough for you?" And
oh,
yeah, and that she actually ate for years as her lunch, and that's how she lost weight.
oh,
But
wow,
yeah, unfortunately, she
wow.
has left. Yeah, she's kind of left my area, so she can't receive bread anymore. Mm.
Oh no. So do you still do the sweet potato and
Yes,
feta bread?
yes, it is. It is
Sounds
in my
amazing.
Yes, it's on my shopping cart. I
Oh,
get
shopping.
Yeah, the sweet potato just magically comes in my organic box, and I hardly ever cook sweet potatoes, so I just roast it up in the air fryer and then I smush it into the bread along
Sounds
with.
amazing. I got to try that one. I think I've got to alternate it or something because, as you say, I mean, there's three of us here, me and my two kids, teenage kids. So we do get through. The loaf doesn't quite manage its
Mm.
Tuesday, my pickup date, but yeah, perhaps I need to add another one in there just to keep it over. My son's like, "Where's the bread? Where's the bread?" He's missing it. A
Oh,
lovely range of bread. And of
mm.
course, you've got all the dancing if you do eat too much bread, you can always work it off. But how does she lose weight? So that was her lunch. She had
Yeah,
it was
that
all
and
the stuff
soup.
in there, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, beautiful.
that and
So,
soup.
mm.
Mm.
And is it weight release with sourdough? Is that helpful for digest by for dieting or something?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure
Oh,
about I think if you're gonna have any kind of weight loss, you really have to eat more whole grains. So I would encourage taking a wholemeal loaf or gluten-free or 100% spelt, one of those really dense, full of fiber seeded loaves, as seeded as you and as wholemeal as you can get. So the 80% white sourdough, I don't think will cut it, not really. And you can only have one or two slices a day
yeah,
to hit
yeah.
your
That's
carb target. It's not easy being thin, and I'm not
let's
thin because it's not easy. So
let's not. But healthy, balance, isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Just don't go there.
yeah, just
There's such there's
mm,
such a pressure to be thin, isn't it? But it's really not healthy. And if you like food, it's very, very difficult. It's not going
yeah,
to happen.
yeah. So I suppose it's just like drinking. Be and drink happily once or twice a week, and then don't drink the rest of the week. And I suppose if you're looking for because I lost weight after I got pregnant, and it was, eating very, very healthy whole grain foods, lots of high protein, not snacking, and then, intermittent fasting, just trying all those things all together. But then just
Mm,
knowing that if you stop doing that, the weight will creep back on. And so
yeah,
it's up and down. So maybe so you're really, really good this amount of time, and then you have lots of fun with your food this amount of time. If you just keep this balance, like most of your life, then you kind of hit a healthy range, and you
Yeah.
can never be model looking because they're 80% working hard, and they're
Mm.
100% working hard, not like us who are like 70% working hard or 60%.
Yeah, it's another lifestyle completely, isn't it? It's a complete, it's an illusion. These skinny girls, it's an illusion of this. What do they have to do to be like that? But as a mother and a cook, and I like to work hard, and you need energy to dance, to do all of that, don't you? And you need to eat. Your classes, so your swing classes, they're every Wednesday in Rains Park in London.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I do an absolute beginner's course. We restart every time there's a half term for school. We end, and then when the half term finishes and school starts, that's my new absolute beginners course. So the absolute beginners have 4 to 5, like 5 to 6 weeks of I assume they know nothing, and they learn something, and then we restart again every 5 or 6 weeks, and people who know something can continue going to the beginners course, and they'll just be experienced beginners helping out absolute beginners. And when I deem them talented enough, I promote them to the intermediate class. And and it's lovely. We have a lovely, really kind of loyal, happy bunch of intermediates. The intermediates usually perform for us, and we go to camps together, and we really up our skill level. And the absolute beginners, that they're still working on just getting the steps, and they're not so confident in going for social dancing outside of the class. So
Yeah.
so part of my job is to get them performing. We do so every year at the Lantern Arts Center. We have a beginners performance where it's super fun, super easy.
Oh, wow.
Train really
Yeah.
hard so they get better. And that, yeah, get them performing. And then when they're confident enough, get them out to dance. And because we're in a nice, safe group of friends, they don't feel intimidated going to
Yeah.
a crowded dance floor full of strangers.
Yeah, and that's what's so wonderful about going to classes, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you naturally become friends and familiar, and so
Mm.
that support feeling is there,
Yeah.
familiarity is there, and you've always got someone to dance with on your level as well, or somebody
Absolutely.
better to get improve yourself. Fantastic. So, are there any questions for anybody of our listeners here? I'm looking on YouTube. If you have any questions listening on YouTube, or you have any questions listening on Zoom here, I'm waiting for your questions, but there weren't any. So we just carried on nattering and talking about everything. We're about to come to the close now. So if anybody does have any questions, just pipe up and let me know. And Dawn, where do people find out where do people get bread from you? How do they connect with you?
Oh, that's a secret. They can go to my Instagram called Swing Loaf, and they can DM me, and I will WhatsApp number. That's
Okay,
it. Yeah. And
fantastic.
for dance classes, they go to the Lantern
Yep.
Arts Center,
Hmm.
and I'm there on the website, or you can go to my personal website, swingstatelondon.co.uk.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. And then they can book on that way as well. Wonderful. And I'll
Yeah.
put this in the show notes too, so people can either listen to this or go straight there, or click on the show notes where I'll put the links on YouTube and on Zoom, and on my website. And
Actually,
sorry,
I think my website name is swingstatelondon.com, not
okay.
swingstatelondon.co.uk. Oops.
That, that's okay. We'll sort out, make sure we've
Oh
got the
yeah, thanks.
correct
Yeah.
details, and those it'll be correct on the website. And of course, this replay, you can listen again to this replay on painfreedom.co.uk, and you can sign up for all the upcoming the next live podcast coming up too. And
Oh,
Licha, do you want to unmute and have a direct chat before we finish? Licha says, my son's just been diagnosed. With celiac. Your bread is I can't
Nana
read
from
my
heaven.
glasses.
Anna,
Man,
Nana from heaven.
blessing. A blessing. There.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. Can you hear?
Where where does your son live? Does he live at home? Because sometimes he comes with all his Jesuit friends, right?
He's home now, she says.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I'm so happy he likes the sourdough. I mean, the sourdough gluten-free. Ooh, the gluten-free is the gluten-free is quite a special loaf because I take buckwheat kernels and I sprout them on my kitchen
Wow.
worktop. So they're literally growing.
Whoa.
And then while the sprouting is happening, all the enzymes and the polyphenols, they're all there. Then I whiz it up and turn it into a gluten-free loaf.
Ah,
And
okay.
that's why it takes 3 days.
Right.
Yeah. So when you ask for an emergency loaf, yes, I can make you a buckwheat loaf, but then it didn't have 3 days to sprout. So it will be soft and yummy, but
Ah,
it doesn't have the sprouting, which is still yummy. It's still good for you. It's just doesn't have the extra. But I'm so happy that's helping your son.
a lot, a lot, a lot.
Oh,
Fantastic.
thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Licia. Fantastic. Okay, any more questions? The last ones. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up and do join us on for the next podcast at painfreedom.co.uk. And Dawn, I'd always like to leave my guest with the last word. How would you like to leave everybody today?
Um, I'm gonna always say yes. Always say yes. Say yes to any opportunity. When someone says start a dance school, say yes. Someone says, will you sell your bread? Say yes. Someone says, well, that's around it.
And you
Oh, would
have,
you
isn't
like to
it?
dance? Would you like to dance? Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Never say
Just
no
say
to
yes.
any opportunity. And because it's something always lovely happens. For example, meeting you, Althea,
Yeah.
it was yes. Would you like to go to salsa? Yes.
Yes.
Opportunities happen when you say yes and you open
They
up yourself
do.
to people and the world.
They do, and
Yeah,
thank you so much. That's
yeah,
amazing. And as a non city girl myself, it's been a really pleasure to see that there's a creative just like me, and I feel like that's our affinity with our dancing and making and being a mum
yeah.
and making stuff. But
Mm.
the corporate world to me is very alien to me, so it's really lovely. I feel like I'm crossing a bridge with you and hearing about a creative person that's still a business girl.
Yeah.
It's been really lovely to connect with you. Okay, so thank you, Dawn, so much for coming on the Positive Future podcast, and thank you everybody for joining us, who's listening in on YouTube and joining us on the live call or listening to this replay. Do click the notification bell so the replays comes directly to you on Spotify and YouTube and all the different links there. And thank you so much, Dawn, for joining us. It's been really lovely. It's been really, really lovely. Thank you so
Oh, thank
much.
you, Althea. And
Yeah.
I'll see you really soon next week.
See you next week for the bread.
All
Take
right.
care.
Bye.